I'm Dr. John Whitcomb. I've spent 30 years being an emergency physician. I've gotten to be very good at taking care of heart attacks and taking care of strokes. And I got tired of doing that. That's really not, finding people at the crisis in their life is sort of thrilling, but you realize it's a crisis. And if we're really to live a full and rich life, I want to look forward to finding ways to preventing that. It's what I want to do for myself. I realize that what I want to do for myself is what I want to do for my patients. Because if you really are having a satisfying relationship in a practice, you really have a love relationship with the people you care for. And you really want them to have what's best, that you know is best, that you know can give them the longest and most fulfilling life. And I want that for my patients. Now when I do anti-aging, that's the key. We used to think of taking care of a heart attack, and then we went back to taking care of the risks for a heart attack, and we realized the risks for a heart attack are things like diabetes and high blood pressure and smoking. And the pharmaceutical industry has been very good at matching medications, and so we match a pill to an ill. But there's really a layer of risk before that, and the layer of risk before that is high blood pressure and diabetes are really caused by inflammation. Well, I've personally gotten myself off all medication for diabetes and hypertension. I've dropped my blood pressure down to below 100 now. It's a compelling story for my patients. I would want them not to be sick. I would want them to be off all their medications. And that's the real story going forward. Bioidentical hormones are really all about balance. You know, menopause and andropause are when men and women get to that age in life where they feel like they're losing their mind and they don't have any energy anymore, and at 8 o'clock at night they can't stay awake, and their husband or their wife doesn't look so interesting to them anymore, and they aren't so interested themselves. Those hormones are oftentimes out of balance, but not just the sex hormones. What's really gotten out of balance is because of our lifestyle. It's our thyroid and our cortisol and our stress and our insulin. It's really taking the whole package and putting it together, and then you find that they all start singing in synchrony together, and it starts sounding like a real choir. So the bioidentical hormones, you suddenly find yourself having energy to stay awake after 8 o'clock at night. Your brain works, you can think, you can remember things. You sleep well at night, and sure enough, your spouse looks a little more interesting than they used to. And you start enjoying your relationship again. You start having the energy enough to have initiative, to be playful. And that's what I would hope for my patients too. Stress is the next frontier. I think there's a variety of triads. One of the triads we now know is that insulin doesn't work by itself, but insulin and cortisol and thyroid are sort of a triad. But I really believe that there's another triad of our brains and our guts and our immune system. And the level to which stress alters your immune system has an impact on your intestine. So you feel it in your gut. Feelings are in your gut. Well, Grandma knew that. But in fact, we're now learning how to measure and how to manipulate and control it. And part of it actually isn't control. Part of it is learning how to let go of control, learning how to tap into the power of your brain of releasing stress, learning how to enjoy the pleasures of meditation and the joys of letting go of your own control issues. Now we're beginning to be able to measure the connection of how that relates to disease. And so if we can make that connection with our customers and our patients, then that's really what becomes foundational for your whole going forward in a wellness journey. One of our key skills is consulting with companies to teach wellness in the workplace. I think the future of healthcare is really going to be pushed out into where we have other adults that we can relate to. We've done seminars. My wife and I do seminars together where we teach about wellness, and she takes the spirituality approach and I take the medical approach. And that's all part of our menu of options that we'll have available for you.